Hello and welcome to the Living World of Darkness, Changeling the Dreaming 20th Anniversary Edition venue. Today's scene takes place at the county freehold, once again, because so many things are happening there these days. Movers and shakers, letters being sent out, letters being received. It's madness, absolute madness. But today is a lovely late spring Monday, and the barons are either about the county freehold or at work, but for the sake of this scene, Baroness Mariposa has arrived briefly before she agreed to meet William Black. Yes, not William the Black. That is something else. So, anyways, William, what are you doing?
I have my sword and my shield at my back, and I'm going in.
Um, the freehold has slightly higher security going on since your attack from the ranters.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Cowards.
the it That is the stupidest response to heightened security ever.
Love you, fun.
No, not cowards. Militarily appropriate heightened security who will check you when you enter the freehold to make sure you are not there for malicious intent. Cowards. Jesus. Anyways, a guard will check your weapons to make sure there's no current shit that'll let you go ham. That kind of stuff. Doing kenning checks to make sure you don't have insanity just waiting to be triggered.
He kind of like gives a look, like really, and takes a deep breath. Doesn't say anything. He enters
Yeah.
after being checked.
Um, the Baroness is in her usual office, the one she's in when she is definitely not keeping company with the other Baron.
Mm-hmm.
um, she will be at her desk. She's wearing like very professional business clothing today. Um, but a button-up blouse and like ladies' pants, like nice ladies' pants, and
Mm-hmm.
very practical clothing. If you do a perception alertness, you may notice something on her desk. If you want me to open up the scene, I can.
Um, I opened it.
Okay.
I got 3 successes.
Okay. There on her desk is a press pass, and on it says Maria Martinez.
He doesn't say anything, and he waits, and he says, "Baroness."
And she will stand up and give him a formal bow and indicate for him to have a seat.
He sits. He doesn't bow.
She's used to his lack of propriety to her station. First questions first. How are you doing?
I'm quite fine. How are you?
Uh, Intact. That's.
So do I.
I assume you have heard Leon's proclamation and offer.
Yes.
What is your... Could you tell me what happened, please?
The rumors are exaggerated, as he says with a smile.
Cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll my perception.
She doesn't really need to. She doesn't really need to. He smiles and says,
Okay, so he's obviously being a lying liar who lies.
"Yeah, he's like he is making sure that she understands that he is like making
A joke.
a statement that is not true."
Ah. God dang it, William. Anyway, so she just kind of gives him a look. Exaggerated or not, it is for the well-being of this county if we know what is going on within this within the area.
What do you wish to know?
What happened?
I got attacked by 9 people.
Otra vez. She just kind of like rubs her temples.
Does county also pays my hospital bills?
I will tell you what. I will, if we can bring these monsters in, I will do my best to help with your hospital bills. Yes. Call it a business expense.
We really don't need. I don't need your help regarding this. I will already help the people of New York regarding renters, as I have been doing for a long time.
See? Is there a reason you want to keep us from helping you as well?
I want to do what?
Is there a reason you want to keep us from helping you as well?
Not you. There's a reason I want to keep Leon outside.
Hmm.
He's a glory hound. He will use this to his own advantage, to rally people to just say, I do what others can't, by using his military strength. Basically, not respecting all those people who have been trying to do and solve this problem for a long time, turning it to his audience and show, which sadly, renter problem is no one's audience or political agenda to be used. It's a problem that needs to be solved.
I see. I did not realize that the lion's roar had so much effect on your decision making.
Lion's roar doesn't mean anything to me.
Hmm.
He's disgusting. He is the better representation that is wrong with everything regarding the nobles.
She just sort of gives like a sort of confused look. Her viewpoints on Leon versus herself are a little like, while she does think she would be the better leader, she probably has a different point of view than William does as far as how it goes. Um, I see. Well, if you need any assistance, please let me know. I am not the battle hardened warrior that Leon's men's are, but I think I can offer my assistance elsewhere.
I'm all ears, Baroness.
She sorry, hold on. I have to open up her crap. I can assure that what happened to you last time does not happen again.
How?
I ask your permission for a demonstration.
Please.
She pulls out like a piece of gold paper. It's a perfect square, and she begins to like fold it into this like origami bird. And she uh, indicates for William to open up his hand.
He opens his hands.
She puts like a small, like little ceramic plate on his palm and then sets the bird on the ceramic plate. And then she grabs like a small sterling silver lighter from her desk drawer and lights the little bird on fire. If you will excuse me for a moment. Boom, boom. Gotta roll that art magic for an obscene amount of dice. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9 successes for whatever that phoenix crap is in Pyretics. The next time you are struck down, you should rise right away, she says, as the bird that she lights burns to ash on the ceramic plate that William is holding.
Thank you.
She nods. I can do this for some that you trust as well.
That would be lovely. The renters have a HQ outside of the city. I know where it is. I know who their captain are. I know some of their men. I know that they use physical weapons to attack me, not chimerical. I know that they're battle hardened. I know they're passionate about what they believe in. I know one of their captains are being used by someone. Or not being used, but the captain made a deal with someone. We know the backcountry, as you were privy to this information. We know that we are looking for Erica to gain more information.
This is the one the Slua told you
Yes.
about. Yes.
So basically, we know information regarding this, and there are individuals who talks with Leon who are getting his help. And I know that he probably will send some of his men if we ask him to send those people. As he knows that I will sing for a month if he just doesn't send those men.
You intend to blackmail him into assisting you?
No, I don't blackmail people.
That is good to hear.
The we have not created the plan yet, but when the time comes, you will be informed as the still the countess, but the soon to be not countess offered me basically the services to handle this as I was handling it for a while. What Leon did today is basically he tries to tell everyone that I was attacked and tries to be the nice guy.
Hmm. He does have a certain loudness to him. Some appreciate this speed to action.
Yes, those who doesn't understand that he betrayed his fellow commoners by joining a house.
Do you feel that houses are a betrayal?
I feel houses are signs of inequality, Baroness.
And yet you do not hold me to the same standard as Leon?
You joined the house. You were being forced to join that house. What would happen to you if you didn't join any house?
I cannot say I know, but I do not regret my position within my house.
Then I think less of you than I entered here.
This is a shame.
How is there a sign of equality? You shouldn't expect me to just be okay with people being in noble houses. Nobles? This is 2018.
The houses offer a certain amount of support and power. With the right motivation, we can get more done because we have systems in place. I understand what you try to do, and I do not disapprove. You want to create a system that better serves the people, and I can get behind this. At the same time, our houses are old. We have made deals. We can work with each other to quickly circumvent problems. We can make bargains because we know each other and we know who is good for them.
Yes, that's completely correct. The houses are old, just like the system. There were dealings with other houses. I guess what? All of those houses are nobles. Do you ask people when you make those deals? Oh no, you don't. All houses get good faces and the bad faces, Baroness. I think we both know that.
I think this is true of everybody.
Everybody is not a political station. Houses are political groups that's created by someone who used to be very powerful and who was able to do a deal of the dreaming, not because there were need for them.
Tell me, 100 years from now, if the governing of Brooklyn still exists, will it not have the same history and strength as one of the houses that exists now?
It will have different individuals with different agendas, and it will not accept individuals by birth. But if the system remains the same, people will be chosen to those positions of leadership, not because someone born as a she who is competent or incompetent to rule will be just get elected because they are a she. Or you mentioned about the history. I also remember the history of the she coming back.
Yes, I've heard rumors of your uh, signage on Beltane. There has been cruelty by my people, and I will not pretend that it is all in the past.
So you maybe now understand why I don't like Leon. He's an opportunist.
I think Leon believes what he believes. I do not know if he is an opportunist, but I do think that he is very brash and
An
speaks
asshole.
before he thinks. She just sort of like smiles when he says an asshole because she has too much tact to say that sort of thing.
The Are you gonna take the $1,000 in return for us? I think you can take it with the information I gave you.
I do not think Leon would pay me 1,000 for relaying information from you. If you would like, I can tell him and he can pay you.
I can not need. What I would do if to basically tell the society that everything is under control, that you have been working with individuals to keep this problem under control, so you actually seen as someone who's also working, because you were working even before Leon. Leon just started giving people some stuff and acted like he was working and just making stupid speeches, acting like an asshole, and tried to fuck me from my back twice now.
Twice?
Yes, the punishment he gave, he tried to fuck with me. Basically, he stole my champion from me.
Do you think that the punishment was unfair?
Opportunistic. He's an opportunist. He saw an opportunity and he'd take it.
From not to be contrarian, but what punishment would you have given had you been in his position?
I don't know why I didn't see what she has defense yet.
Shay was defended by your friend.
So that makes me privy to all the information my friend knows.
I would assume that she would have informed you of some of the situation.
Some things we don't share, some things we do.
It's a
I
very
don't know. I also don't know every question that you or Leon has asked to Shea. I know Shea's actions. As he like continues speaking because he knows he cut her off, but he is getting kind of like agitated.
mm-hmm.
I also know how rat caps are treated. I also know the situation my friend found herself in the past, but I also know that she fucked up very badly. Nobody needed her to turn into a giant dragon. She needed a harsh punishment. And Leon wanted to just give a harsh punishment, but a harsh punishment who makes the situation in Brooklyn harsher.
I stood as witness for Leon in the trial. I stood as witness to make sure that no unjust punishment was offered. And he the same for me with the other individual. If you show me written permission from the accused, I will reveal the transcripts from the trial to you.
The Do you think I'm calling the judgment unjust?
It feels as though you have a very harsh opinion of what happened at that trial. And while I understand that you may have a personal grievance with Leon, I feel that as the one who stood to make sure no injustices were delivered, that you are also calling me out as well.
Lady Mariposa, I am getting surprised more and more. I wish a woman of your stature would know that a punishment can be unjust, a part of punishment can be just and opportunist at the same time.
Mm.
And he smiles, like, like he really just doesn't understand why Mariposa feels ways, and he says the punishment was opportunistic. I think it was harsh, as it should be. But the problem is, Leon knew that my friend was going to fight for me because I was trying to handle the stupidity in Brooklyn.
I do not understand uh, what is going on between you and the cat, she says. He is a strange individual, and you can never quite tell what the hell he is saying.
Yeah, that makes him an amazing politician, isn't it?
It is more common than his kit is.
William scoffs. As I have said, he's the worst example of those. He's the worst example of the system, egoistic, charismatic, being able to lie like no other, thinking that he himself can handle everything. Who needs people to question Mr. Leon? He's enough for all of us, isn't he? Who needs councils to veto decisions? I fucking know the best anyway.
Ah, yes. The other thing that we needed to talk about today.
You like changing the discussion from Leon to councils then?
Unless you would like to continue insulting Leon.
It's not insulting, it's reality. Some people may respect him because of the way he rules. I just think that it's what I see outside of the dreaming. Even if he was an individual who wanted democracy, I'm sure he would continue to be the way he is. There's a lot of people in democratic elections who thinks that they can alone can do the same, and they, just get rich and richer, more egoistic. Their egos grow and grow. And but yes, let's talk about the councils.
As I said, I do not wish to fight progress. I have nothing against the commoners having a voice that can be heard. I do think at this time it would be foolish of me to attempt to establish councils for a county in a county I do not run.
If you're going to establish them when you run the county, Baroness.
This is the thing. Do we know that every barony wants this council?
Have you ever asked people, do you want them to be able to address in politics? To be able to say no to things that they're not benefiting from? I guess they would.
It is
Nobody is
very.
deleting the barons.
There are many who serve willingly. There are many who believe the traditional ways. Yes,
Yes, there are.
I fear that if I come for the authority of all the barons as my first act as their countess, I would not be their countess for long. For the same reason that after your friend passed away, um, Isidore was not Baron for long.
So you refuse my offer.
It is not a refusal, it is a need for further negotiation.
I'm ears. I'm all ears for the counteroffer then.
The counteroffer is this. A council not for each barony, but for the county. Should I become the countess? A representative elected from each barony who may veto me. I would prefer two, a noble and a commoner from each barony, but it seems as though nobility is very sparse in places.
My apologies, but that is against the idea of a council. As he says, like this distaste.
They are still people. She does
Oh,
not look amused.
and he says like, so telling people that the people should be able to choose their leaders means that nobles are not human.
The nobility should be able to have a voice as well. Those who
Nobility
belong
already
to a
has a
house.
voice.
Yes, and you are asking for it to be nullified.
I am asking for people to be able to make a decision. If people want to choose nobles, it's cool. If Brooklyn chooses a noble, it's fine. But if people doesn't wish, we shouldn't force it to be like, yeah, there should be two commoners and two nobles. Some people doesn't want nobles in their lives anymore. Some people are bored of nobles making decisions for them without asking them. Some people are bored of being sign of power for nobles to just scratch with their papers, pardon, pencils. So I'm sorry, Baroness, the system I created or I ask isn't about two nobles or two commoners. It's about everybody being able to choose.
You have given many speeches, have you not?
I did.
You have given speeches in which you have said, we need to talk. Yes? Do you want the discussion to be only amongst the commoners?
If they're chosen, the nobles can say what they want. But I'm sorry, I am pretty sure all of the nobles' voices are already heard by other nobles. So if no, they're not chosen, I'm sorry, they shouldn't be the voice of people if they're not chosen. The council is about hearing people. If people choose them to represent, cool. Get the noble there. He's already chosen. If a noble wishes to be heard, then he can go to the representative that's been chosen by following the system that you put there. I want to listen to everybody. That's correct. But you need to understand that this system isn't about nobles, and we should actually stop seeing each other as nobles and commoners, because sadly, this system is not about nobles and commoners. This is about changelings.
The houses are established. They are recognized by the dreaming. We can see this by the gifts and bands that are placed upon each of our heads. We are changelings as much as the common folk are. I am not refusing your voice. Why would you refuse the voice of my own?
I am not refusing your voice. That's the problem you need to see. Nobody is refusing nobles. We are saying that people should be chosen. There are five barony queens. Pardon. There are five states on your county if you win: Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, Queens. Did I count it Bronx?
Not yet.
And Bronx. Five of them. The 5 of these states or baronies will choose someone. One person. And if your people, which you say your people, wishes to be heard, they can go to these people that has been chosen. They will be heard because those will be the jobs of those people. Nobody says they will be ignored. And you know better than I do, that the nobles are able to be heard more than commoners.
Are you familiar with the Parliament in England?
No, I have never been in England.
There is the House of Commons, there is the House of Lords. And this is what I propose.
Your proposal is being rejected.
Well, if it is rejected, then without a counteroffer, I feel we have reached an impasse.
The House of Lords and the Common is literally the sign of what that council stands for.
I understand that you disapprove of the noble houses. You've made that very clear.
I am not saying that the noble houses shouldn't be able to be chosen. If they wish to be chosen, they should be able to be chosen. But you wish to make them special like they are already.
I do not seek to grant any sort of special benefits. Simply that their voices are heard as well. Tell me, House Daran, they are in every barony in this county, correct?
Yes.
They have cauldron houses. Who is the house that he's Daran? I can't remember out of character. What's that damn house?
Which one?
There's like directly opposed to Durwan.
I have no idea.
God
House
damn
blah
it.
blah blah.
Yeah, House of what's it? God damn, there's
Name.
so many she houses. Anyway, so she brings up this house. If say this house comes and wins the favor of commoners, or and becomes the voted representative by the people of a county, do you think that House Darwan will feel represented? That they will be heard? Or do you think that they will simply remove a much needed cauldron house from that barony?
That's why the representatives should make an oath of serving the individuals in their state or barony. If they refuse and not represent the wishes of those individuals, they will break that oath. That's why I specifically created those oaths, the wording of them. The council is about serving people in your place, in your states, or the people you represent. If that individual is being chosen, he will swear an oath to serve to the betterment of their barony state. You trust so much to the dreaming regarding your houses. I'm sure you can trust the oaths of the dreaming. I think it was kind of a checkmate, but never mind.
She's just kind of giving him this kind of an exasperated look. I feel we do not understand each other.
Lady Mariposa, you are saying that we should listen to nobles. We already do.
I am not saying create a new noble authority position. You are asking for a council, correct?
Yes.
In this council, there should be representatives who represent the nobility and people who represent the commoners. And whether you agree with this or not, whether you feel that the houses have overstayed their welcome or not, the fact is they are still here. And they are people who, in theory, would be underneath my protection as well.
You try to make the houses to have a special place in the council because they exist.
It would be an equal place, not a superior place.
You already make them superior by giving them a right to be represented for no reason. People should be chosen for this election, not just offered, places to stay because they're from nobles. No, it's unequal. Everybody should be equal for these councils.
They would have to be chosen from their people as well.
Their people.
Yes, because the separation between nobility and commoners has been made very clear by you, William.
There are nobles in Brooklyn who lives in Brooklyn. Their titles has not passed. They're still knights. They're still squires. The separation I said can can be dismissed by your actions, and you try to keep that separation. The changelings, everybody is our people. From Tyrant She, from the murderous Red Cap. And you are the one who's keeping that line between us right now. From the history, the first time in history, individuals will be represented. A noble may be represented by a commoner. A commoner who hates nobles may come to that noble and say, "You made an oath to represent my benefit, so I come for your aid." First time in history, there's a chance for forgiving the old sins in your county that may be yours in the future. You may see this as I am trying to force and crash the rock by being persistent. No, I'm really not. Nobles are going to be represented by people who are being chosen. If people made an election for voting, I would vote for you. If we don't agree in everything right now, because I don't want to see an egoistical asshole on the throne of this county who just thinks that the councils are middlemen, needless middlemans.
This is a very American thing, this voting for the lesser of two evils. You do not say that you want to vote for me because you agree with my policies, merely that you do not want Leon.
I was about to come there. I respect what you did with the Glade. And I believed in you that you would do the necessary things. You think that I try to create an environment that is divided, and that's wrong. While I might have personal problems with the individuals who are in houses, especially the commoners, tell me a time when a commoner or a noble came and asked help and I refused. Trin was still belonged to the House Fiona when she asked my help regarding her brother's death. You say your speech has made the divide. It didn't. It just showed the divide that was there. Now, your action regarding choosing commoners and nobles is going to make that divide for real because then you will prove the inequality.
This is to foster equality. If here, how is this done? We go by population. You outnumber us quite significantly, no? For every 50 changelings in the barony, a representative.
And for 10 nobles, another representative.
One representative for the nobility of each barony. We do not equal 50 if you gather us all together, which I am sure some of you would like to do. One representative for the nobility in each barony, and one for each 50 commoners. This is not to contradict or diminish the council that you already have in Brooklyn, of course.
That's unjust as well.
Is it now?
It is. Because the nobility doesn't have any value in this council. What you are doesn't matter in this council, except that you're a changeling.
William, you say that you approve of what I did for the Nonahi, correct?
Yes,
They are changelings as well, correct?
yes.
They have but the reason that they have a glade that is separate from a freehold is because their culture, their beliefs, and their practices are different from those of the Kithane. Currently, there is a cultural divide. And unless something is done where commoners and nobilities come together to rectify this, we have two separate cultures here as well. This falls in line with the things I have done before. We must understand that people should be respected for who they are. We are different. And I respect you, and I respect what you are doing. And I ask that you not assume the worst of me when I tell you that my people need representation as well.
You are our people. As much as you wish to refuse, you come from the same glamour that I come from.
Have you ever met the Nanahi?
No, I didn't, and if you wish to invite them to the council, so be it. I want them as well. I was already going to offer that there should be a representative of Nunahai in the council of Brooklyn, if there was Nunahai in the Brooklyn.
I believe the Algonquin area is where.
There's Algonquin.
I need to look that up. It's somewhere. It's it's a it used to be a tribe that was in New York. It is not there anymore, I don't believe. So I need to find out where they are.
It's
I will
fine.
get back to you though.
He will say this. Go on, sorry.
But anyways, the American ideal of all of us meshed together is very human, but our people are not entirely so. And I cannot assume that a red cap would be any more comfortable amongst the Arcadian Shi than they would be amongst a corby of red caps. So while we may all stem from the same glamour, we come from different dreams and different cultures. We can come together when we are threatened. In moments of joy, in moments of sadness, these are the things that are unifying. But today, these are the things that separate us.
You wish me to support houses which some of them support slavery?
I
To
wish
have, no, to have a voice because guess what? They're houses and nobles, while commoners are there because they're commoners. The divide between nobles and commoners is about to become your creation. And no, you don't have my support for that. I'm sorry we kind of passed pretty words, but Lady Mariposa, the council is about the changelings, not about nobles, not about commoners, it's about the changelings. If people feel comfortable with their knights, they would choose those knights. And if you say that there are two houses who are against each other, that's because of their own corruption in their own houses, and that's not none of my fucking business. So sadly, no. If you're just gonna make this unequal without democratic election and creating an environment that is, this house is a house, and we should choose, let them choose someone inside. They're gonna just be ordered by someone, or they're gonna face the breach, they're gonna face breaking their oaths because they have to do things that they are told to. That's what your houses do. Oath of fealty. It says your word is my your wish is my whatever, your word is my will, or something like that. So you wish these people to be represented because they're nobles? No. You have my support if you want to make this the right way that has been set for centuries. Everybody in an equal term choosing their leaders to advise you or veto you. Because, sorry, but that's the correct way.
the
And if you're,
method that is in place for centuries was nobility over everybody. And it is with time that this changes. And the ideals offered here in this country of, oh, one man, one voice, is a pretty lie used to keep people happy on election days. Where you have democracy in most places in the world is a parliament where there must be representation of the classes. There must be representation because different cultures exist within a country. To act as though we are all one big homogenous group is ridiculous. Look at this country. For 4 years, people are divided between red and blue. That alone shows that there is not a single representation, a just representation. You have one leader who will not hear the voices of half the people because of their alignment. This is the justice you would choose. This is the model you wish to copy.
that's not the model I wish to copy, because in Grey World, there is not a system called dreaming who makes you watch your words or the words you give, who weights your decisions according to the oaths you do.
Then you seek to
We,
create a new house.
no, I don't. That's not a house.
It is oaths, is it not?
It's oaths. Do you know what's the oath is
What is the
created by me in the Brooklyn? It's called oath of service, not fealty,
your oath of service is fealty to the people.
as it should be, as all leaders should swear an oath.
It is still an oath that binds the free will. Yes?
Yes,
How is this different from a house?
because it's not against someone who rules in the top. It's against the people. What what binds the member of a big house to do what people wants to do? Nothing, except his own reputation. These individuals who are in Brooklyn right now are literally binded to their people who choose them. They need to do what's in their best interest. They are giving their free wills for their people. What are they? Let me answer you. Better leaders than those who are given oath of fealty.
Do you
More
think
trustable leaders.
do you believe that the people always know what is best?
No, they don't. That's
Good.
why there's
So we have
individuals
at
like
least
Leon exists.
Leon gets the support of his people. If there were an election, I have no doubt that Leon would get the support of his people.
Unless
People will
someone,
people will choose time and time again things that are not right for them. Binding people to blindly follow the authority of individuals that elected them means that there will be times when progress cannot be made because people do not see what needs to be done. Leadership means that sometimes you must make the choices that make you look wrong. Because history is a very long story, William.
I am not going to put my signature under something that actually proves the inequality of houses in the commoners.
I understand. And I also cannot simply dismiss the authority of the nobility
The
within
tyrants.
my people. I'm going to have to wrap this up soon. My mom is trying to get
No
a hold
problem.
of me.
No problem. No problem. William gets up. See you later when we wish to handle the renter's bareness.
Yes, at least on that we can agree. Have a good day, William.
Thank you. You too. He turns and leaves.
All right. This is where we will end our scene. Um, yeah. Sorry. Crap is popping up, and I wish it wouldn't. Okay. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching, and we will see you next time. If I can ever get this stupid thing to close. Oh my gosh, the worst.
God.